Hello there, guys, and welcome back to 100% Chelsea for our live review of the Leicester City 1, Chelsea 2, basically, game. And, I've got Brandon, Randy Boy, Pot Noodle Man himself here with me. Say hello, Brandon.
You have. How are we all doing, guys? It's been a while. International break, isn't it? So,
yeah,
it's been a while, but
exactly. You're right, though.
Happy to be back.
Decent. So, obviously, as you can see, Louis isn't here today. Don't know why, to be honest. Just that we got to do it on our own. Fair enough. So, here we are. So, that's that. Getting straight into the game, basically. Obviously, I did my review. Check it out if you haven't already. Plug yourself. Yeah, I mean, me personally, I was quite happy with the game. I was, slightly surprised that we changed formation. What do you think? Were you surprised by that?
In a way, yeah, because I expected Hazard to start. I think a lot of people did as well, because he obviously started for Belgium in their first game and then came on as a sub in the second game and played quite well. So I was expecting him to start. I was expecting a normal 3-4-3, but it was a surprise. I'm glad we went for the 3-4-1-1 or 3-4-2 because
3-5-1-1.
Yeah, sorry, yeah, 3-5-1-1 because we played well like that, and we played well yesterday in a way. Although towards the end it was a little bit shaky, but it's typical Chelsea.
Yeah, I mean, I had a feeling. I thought that Hazard wouldn't start because if you play against Gibraltar, that's not much different to playing Everton at the under-23s, is it? Let's be honest, they won 9-0. Yeah. So I don't know. And the way Kante spoke about it in his press conference, didn't think he would start. I mean, obviously, I would have liked him to, but was happy that he just came on as a sub. But I mean, it surprised me. I mean, I said it in my preview already that Willian obviously played for Brazil basically on Wednesday morning, UK time. So he was bound to be tired and jet-lagged and stuff. I think that's the only reason why we changed formation, because he wasn't fully fit to start, basically. Yeah. I think that was the main reason behind it. But, it worked well. I like seeing Bakayoko and Kante with Fabregas ahead of them. And, it worked quite well. The first half, played a good game. Didn't create all too many chances, though, did we?
No, I think that's our problem at the moment. Morata had a few chances, to be fair to him.
Wes Morgan had a very good game. He blocked basically everything.
Yeah, he's making me eat my words, which I'm happy he's making me do. But I make it at the same time.
Wait, who? Wes Morgan or Morata?
Yeah, Morata.
Oh, fair. Yeah.
He's
doing really well.
Yeah, I know. I didn't want him to do so. Well, I say I didn't want him to do it. I didn't want him to make me look like an idiot, but I'm glad he has, because he is doing well. He's getting game time, and he's proving why he should be our first choice striker. I mean, if he wasn't banging in goals by now, I reckon Batshuayi would be starting at this point.
Probably.
But he's banging in goals. He's got, 7 in his past 5 games or something for club and country. It's ridiculous, something like that.
Yeah, he obviously scored for Spain in both games, twice in the second game. Obviously, they played Liechtenstein, so not exactly the toughest game either. But he scored 3 goals for us so far. The only thing that I find quite strange, because he scored all the goals with his head, makes it even more surprising that he missed that header against Spurs. Yeah,
I know. That was gutting, that was.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we won, so don't care now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, his head is just a headmaster now. I like that. I saw that.
I saw your tweet and I thought, he's loving that one.
Yeah, I love that. Anyway, so obviously Morata did score in the 41st minute, was it? Great header. I mean, you can't score much better, can you? And Azpilicueta with another assist to Morata. Who said Azpilicueta can't cross? Who was that? I don't know. But wrong anyway. But yeah, obviously lucky, or not lucky, but a very good save by Courtois just before the goal as well. So your thoughts on those basically 2 minutes? Courtois saving then the goal, obviously.
It's football, isn't it? It happens all the time. You see a goalkeeper make an outstanding save, or a defender make a goal on clearance, and then the team were buzzed because that's just happened, and they're going straight up the other end and score. Remember the Leicester-Watford playoff game where, who was it? Was it Leicester missed the penalty?
Yeah.
Watford went up the other end in the 93rd minute, scored the winner. It happens in football so often. And to be fair, Courtois looks like he's going to have his best season in a Chelsea shirt, because over the past few seasons he's been good, and just about good. I mean,
I think last season he was very good. I can't remember.
Last season he was very good. But he make a world-class save every now and then. and he'll let a few dodgy ones in. But this season, he looks a lot more comfortable, a lot more strong. He looks like he's making more world-class saves. He looks like he wants it more.
He looks a lot more commanding, I think.
Yeah, yeah. And I don't know what it is this season. I don't know if the goalkeeping coaches at Chelsea and Kante have kind of drilled it into him, but he looks a lot happier and a lot more comfortable.
Obviously, with goalkeeping, I mean, I'm not an expert on goalkeeping, but, you know, a lot of it comes with age as well, with experience. You know, you saw with De Gea, when he signed for United in the beginning, it was everything but great.
Yeah.
And, you know, he turned out to be arguably the second best keeper in the world. For me, he's just ahead of Courtois. Maybe they're on the same level, but that's not the debate right now. But maybe something like that is happening with Courtois as well. Obviously, he did play for Atletico and was very strong there, you know, got to the Champions League final. But it's still a bit of a different ball game. And, you know, the kind of league it is. And also maybe now with last year, John Terry not in there anymore. Now, obviously, John Terry left. Maybe he's taking more, you know, commanding in there as well, just more responsibility. I don't know. But, you know, it's gone well. Although, saying that, I wasn't all too happy with him for the penalty, to be honest. I mean, Kante's goal, great. Just say like quick thoughts about that. Then we go to the penalty.
Kante's goal took me by surprise because at this point, I was watching it on the stream and it cut out. And I kind of went back on the stream and I saw the goal and I thought, that's savable. It was questionable from Schmeichel. It was a decent effort from Kante, but it trickled along the floor. And it looked like he was going slow-mo, and I thought, that's savable, that's poor from Schmeichel. But, I mean, it went in, and it was obvious that either Drinkwater or Kante were going to score against Leicester. Who would have played.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, yeah, a good goal. Good for him as well. Boost his confidence a bit more. He scores every now and then, so it's decent goal.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, a lot of people are saying it's such a great goal, and I'm like, I don't think so. I mean, he looked like he scuffed the shot. It looked like he didn't even hit it properly. I mean, it went in anyway, so we're all happy. And it's like a good effort. I like that he tried because sometimes I don't think we try enough to shoot from a bit further out. So it was good. But like you said, I thought Schmeichel could have very well saved that.
Yeah.
But yeah, going to the penalty that I was talking about earlier, obviously in the 61st minute, we gave that away. When Azpilicueta got pressured by... can't remember who it was, Gray, who came on. I'm not quite sure. I think it was. And then rather than just playing out for a corner, he tried to basically falling down, passing it back to Courtois. You know, pass was a bit short. Courtois tried to come up for it, almost by the goal line anyway, and he just tripped Vardy. Like, mistakes by both of them, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Azpi just clear it out for a goal kick, and Courtois just leave it because Vardy would have probably run it like out of the game anyway.
Out of play, he should have left it probably, but...
Yeah, I mean, yes, it's bad luck and, you know, accumulation of small, silly things, but, you know, it's obviously annoying. Yes, we held it on and it was good, but it made it a lot more nervy than it should have been.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, other than that, obviously we weren't, in my opinion, we weren't all too great after we conceded the goal. Obviously, I mean, naturally, when you play away, you try to sit a bit deeper, make sure you keep that, you know, the lead, you know, just you don't want to concede when you're 2-1 up.
Especially at Leicester as well, they're capable of it at the King Power. Especially a couple of seasons ago when they were winning the league, when they did us over with Vardy's header.
Yeah.
Who else scored? I can't remember.
Mahrez scored the other one, didn't he?
Yeah, the two players in form. But to be fair, actually, mentioning Mahrez, what happened to him yesterday? I didn't see him that much.
Well, that's exactly what I was on about all the bloody time, that he hasn't been also great ever since they won the league. But no one's listening. And anyway, no, I agree. Especially if you go in the front foot, Leicester City's strength is definitely hitting you on the counter. And if you sit deep, they can't exactly do that. So although it didn't look good, it was the best way to see out that result. But obviously, in the, can't remember what minute it was, to be honest, 78th or something, Hazard came on. And I mean, how good was it to see him back? Did you also think that he looked a bit chubby? I mean, not having a go at him, but he didn't look as fit as he did last year. Naturally, because you probably couldn't do so much like physical training, you know, stamina and core and stuff.
Didn't he? He's not 100% fit yet, so he doesn't kind of push him. And I think you could tell that by the way he was coming on. He didn't look as sharp as he used to be, and you can't blame him because he's just broken his ankle. Obviously, doesn't help Martinez throwing him straight into starting against Gibraltar. I know, again, like it's only Gibraltar, but he's still going to try and impact the game as much as he could.
Yeah. Although, according to Conte, like there was conversation between Belgium, like Martinez and Conte and the club. So I think they all sorted it out and basically agreed that it was okay if he started that game. But yeah, even though he wasn't at full fitness, you could just see such a big difference in the team. There was suddenly more confidence. Right, let's go forward again. We have someone that can do something.
Yeah.
And literally 2 minutes later, he, almost set up Zappacosta to score a debut goal. So, and his touches, like he did a few back heels as well. They always come off when Willian and Pedro and whoever does back heels, they just hardly ever find a teammate. He's always do. And, it's just good to have him back, really. Hope he comes, gets back to 100% very soon.
I hope he doesn't play all that much against Karabag, so we can potentially start him against Arsenal. Because I don't want him to... I'd want him to play against Karabag, but I don't want him to exhaust himself. I don't want him to potentially pick up another injury in an unnecessary game for him to do so, you know what I mean? Yeah. With Willian and Pedro there, or maybe even Musonda. It's time to give Musonda some minutes.
Yeah, I've just seen Musonda post something on Instagram saying 5 years in the making. It's almost time to do something in this Chelsea shirt, and posted a picture of Chelsea shirt with his name on the back. So looks very much like he might start tomorrow. Not tomorrow, Tuesday. So that will obviously be good. I wouldn't mind Hazard starting, give him the first 45, because starting is always a bit different than coming on. But like you said, I don't want him to play the full game or 60, 70 minutes to be fit for Arsenal, because although Arsenal, they're just so hit and miss, like their performance against Liverpool, and then they beat Bournemouth 3-0. Yes, Bournemouth aren't having a great season, but, with Arsenal, you just never know. Although usually we obviously do very well against them at Spurs, at Stamford Bridge, sorry. But yeah, talk about that in the preview tomorrow. The Karabakh game, check that out. Anyway, obviously there is the main talking point of the game, which wasn't a game, which is quite sad, quite depressing, I think. There was this chant by the Chelsea supporters in the away end about Alvaro Morata. I mean, I'm just going to read it out. It's not my opinions, in case anyone that wants to sponsor us thinks that. But apparently the song was Alvaro, he came to Stamford Bridge, and there was, but I'm not going to start singing it. He came to Stamford Bridge. He hates the fucking Yids. And, newspapers picked up on that. They don't like it. Obviously, apparently racial abuse towards Jewish people.
Outpicked on it, didn't they? Kick It Out picked up on it as well. They released some statements on it.
Who, sorry?
Kick It Out, the big organisation within the Premier League.
Yeah.
Racism and all that
basically forced the club to make a statement.
Yeah.
Forced Alvaro Morata to make a statement, although I think the club sort of said, well, Alvaro, put a tweet out there, and to be honest, I would be very surprised if Morata, while during the game, understood the song and knows what Yids means. I
think someone explained it to him after the game, because a spokesman come out and said that he said that he loves the support, and he's wowed by the support, but he wants everyone to be respectful to each other. And then he tweeted that exact thing a few hours later. So obviously someone's explained to him and helped him write out a tweet, because he's not capable of writing out a tweet yet, because he can't speak English.
He speaks a little bit of English, a lot better than Costa, to be fair.
Yeah, I mean, he's doing better than Costa. I mean, everyone's doing better than Costa, let's be honest.
Yeah. But, I mean, what do you think about it? Obviously, me personally, I don't really want to... I don't like it. I'm Austrian, as most of you might well know. So maybe my sort of view on the whole, Jewish issue with the whole thing, with Nazis and stuff. Let's not get into that political discussion. But maybe I have stronger opinions against it than some people in England do. I don't like it. I don't think it's necessary. I don't think it should be sung like that. I don't think any racial abuse or any disrespect towards any sort of group is necessary. You can abuse someone without, racially abusing someone or disrespecting a certain group or sexual orientation or something like that. It's not necessary. You don't have to. But you can call someone a cunt if you want. I'm not meant to say these words. Anyway, but, if you want, but,
demonetized straight away.
Anyway, but yeah, I don't think it's necessary. I think it has been blown out of proportion, because Tottenham called themselves that, Tottenham fans. Not all of them, of course, but some of them do. They have Chant that using it. I think Spurs themselves have even released statements asking their own fans to stop using it for some reason. Or not for some reason, but apparently that happened. Not sure when, but apparently that happened. Arsenal fans did it plenty against them as well. No one cared then. Now suddenly people care. That's the thing that I have issues with. And if you have issues with that kind of word, why is there no issue with rent boys, which I've been told, I didn't know that, is apparently in some sort of way also a homophobic word. So why do people have issues with that and not with the other thing? That's the thing that annoys me if the club were to get fined by the FA, for example.
What gets me is that happens. Also, you know, then you've got the fact where Wilfried Zaha, when he was at United, come out and said that United and I think it was Liverpool fans racially abused him. You've got Dani Alves. You know, you've got loads of players and loads of people at clubs saying internally that their own fans have abused them before, racially, and nothing's been done about it. But I'm not saying there's a campaign against Chelsea. I'm not saying that at all. But I'm saying it's a bit odd that, you know, a lot of the time when Chelsea fans do something or Chelsea do something as a team, it gets picked up on like that. Like, it's so quickly we're in the news, and you know, it's bad news all the time because there's always seemed to be negative press around us, whether it's Diego Costa, whether it's Kennedy, you know, whether it's the fans or
obviously went, yeah, exactly, PSG. But you know, every time things do get picked up on, I basically agree with them that they should be picked up on, or like they aren't good. But like you said, it's just annoying that it doesn't get picked up when other clubs do, when other fans do.
Everyone, it needs to be the same for every club because at the moment it's inconsistent. And that, I'm not saying, you know, that's any organisation's fault. I'm not saying that's the FA's fault. I'm saying it just needs to be fair between clubs because you can hear racial abuse. You can hear it in the stands. You know, you can hear it when you're watching TV sometimes, when you're watching the games. It's not hard to pick up on. If we can pick up on it while watching the game on the TV, you know, clubs can easily pick up on it when they've got the chairman at the ground. So, you know, something needs to be done, and something needs to be done sharpish because racism is too prominent in football, and it's ridiculous.
Exactly. I mean, the issue obviously is how can the FA find a club, because it's not like the club can control it, and you can't exactly give stadium bans to 3,000 away fans. Basically, you know, you can't do that. Yes, when you know there have been instances of individual fans doing like, you know, monkey shouts, monkey signs towards black players, which is horrendous. And I hate it when these things happen. These, you know, if it's individuals, give them stadium bans, keep them out of stadiums for the rest of their lives, in my opinion, because I don't like it. But you can't ban 3,000 people. Like, it doesn't work, because how can you find out if one didn't do it? What if one didn't sing and he gets a stadium ban? So you can't do that.
Yeah.
And how can you find a club? It's like they don't have control over it. Yes, they can. How can you control who to sell the ticket to? You know, unless they don't have, like, you know, a record of doing things like that in the past.
Yeah,
it's difficult. So all the club can do is what they have done. You know, release a statement, ask the fans not to sing it anymore. If they decide still to do it, you know, it's bad, but we can't exactly change it.
Yeah, I mean, even when fans have got a history of racism and stuff like that, it's so easy to just create a new account and buy a ticket, you know. And it's so hard for clubs to actually keep a hold of it, you know, with new security staff coming in all the time and things like that. You know, you're never going to be able to keep a hold of it. But, you know, more and more progress is being made every year. You know, kick it out. The organisation are going into youth academies within the Premier League and within Football League, and they're trying to kick it out from youth ranks and stuff like that, and getting the players to realise that some of the music they listen to, some of the culture, some of the clothes they wear, you know, they all have an effect on racism, because it all, you know, I'm not preaching, but I'm you know, for people in the comments saying, "Oh, shut up," you know, I'm just saying, you know, it's a problem.
I don't have the comments open, are they?
No, actually, they're not. Wow,
good.
Thanks. Good. But yeah, you know, it's a problem from within a lot of the time as well. And you know, it's just a problem with the world. Everyone's going through racist abuse in every in every country, and it needs to be stopped as soon as possible, because there's no room for it in the world. Life's too short.
Yeah, basically we're right now doing exactly what the newspapers are, making it all about that rather than the actual game. I mean, obviously we have talked about most things. We have talked about the goals, we have talked about the performance in a way, but are there any individual players that you want to pick up on? I don't know, maybe Bakayoko, Rudiger.
Want to shout out like they're watching it? No, I mean, I want to say that Bakayoko was absolutely fantastic. I mean, a lot of people have said to me before, and like a couple of my mates as well, have said Bakayoko against Spurs was rubbish, was crap, was shit.
Disagree, but okay.
Again, I said that. I said I disagree. He said, yeah, but you know, he was clumsy, all this sort of I said, yeah, but he's not brought in to make 70-yard passes. He's brought in to be a Kante. He's brought in to be a big beast like Dembele is. You know, he's brought in to run that midfield. Yeah. And that's what he did against Spurs. He broke up the play. He did it very well. And against Leicester, he was absolutely phenomenal. He took on, I think he took on more players. Was it him that took on more players?
He completed 5 take-ons, more than any other player on the pitch that day.
Exactly. And, you know, that for a central midfielder who was breaking up the play is phenomenal. You know?
Also, only come back from injury. You know, don't forget that although it's, you know, he's been in training for a while, it's only second game that he played. And I completely agree, especially in the second half. You know, when everyone took the period when we were really poor, he was by far our best player. Like in the first half, I still think he took a little bit of time to get into the game sometimes. Like, you know, first half an hour maybe, he wasn't impressive, but especially the second half, I was very impressed with him. And like you said, it's what he does and what he needs to do. And, you know, don't forget, he's only 22, and he has still a lot of room to improve that attacking play as well. And I think Conte said it as well, that without the ball, he's incredible. He's very good. But with the ball, he has some, you know, he can still improve a lot. And, you know, if he can be one hell of a complete central midfielder. Basically a version of Yaya Toure, in a sense, just better.
Yeah. That partnership with him and Kante is going to be absolutely incredible in years to come. Because if Bakayoko's got room to improve and he's performing like that when he's not 100% fit, I mean, we've got one hell of a midfield coming along.
Very true.
It's a bit like the Nemanja Matic situation at Manchester United. You know, he wasn't fantastic at Chelsea, but what he does at Manchester United is completely different. He sets Paul Pogba into a free roam position where Pogba can ping passes, can open up play, and that's kind of what, when Fabregas is on the pitch, that's what
exactly was about to say. Yeah,
they sit back, they're the ones that break down the play, and then Fabregas can spread those passes.
Completely agree. And, you know, any other player you want to talk about? I don't know, Rudiger maybe.
Obviously, Morata did really well. Rudiger, again, he's proven me. Well, I'm say proving me wrong, so I didn't say he was bad, but he's
proving Louis wrong, basically.
Well, yeah, Louis said he was going to be crap, didn't he? But he's reassuring me because, you know, against who did he? Was it Burnley? Did he come on against Burnley?
He came on when,
and he wasn't all that, was he? Because him and Luiz were at fault for the goal.
No, I think he started every game now, isn't he?
Is he?
I think so, because against Burnley, Moses was suspended, so
you're right.
Quite played right wing back.
Yeah.
And, against Spurs, Christensen then came in. Started every game.
Yes. Well, I mean, he was a bit shaky to start with, and when I was at Everton as well, his distribution wasn't all that, but he picked up throughout the game. It was absolutely fantastic towards the end. But I mean, yesterday he's a rock, and he's proven that he is a really good signing.
Yeah.
You know, we can kind of look past what he said about Arsenal.
Yeah. The only thing that I still think he has to do some improvement on is when he's under pressure on the ball himself. He just sometimes just clears it out for a throw-in rather than trying to find a teammate, which is not bad. It's a lot better than losing the ball, but there's still some improvement that can be done, and I think he's capable of that.
I think
he's more comfortable.
Improve on that as well, to be honest, because he does a similar sort of thing. You know, he'll invite pressure onto him, and although he looks really calm and collected on the ball, and he's improved at that over the years, he's still not 100% trustworthy when he's under pressure and someone's running towards him. He may look it, but he's not.
Yeah. A player that I want to talk about that I didn't actually mention individually in my review, but I just came to think about it when I thought about the game again today, was David Luiz. He's so good. Like, he looked even better than last year. Yeah. Like, he popped this passing yesterday. It was unbelievable. Those crossfield balls to Moses getting in behind over the top to Fabregas once and to Morata. He wins every tackle. He doesn't lose tackles. He doesn't lose the ball in the air. Like, he wins everything.
Yeah. I mean, like, especially what he did against Spurs, that proves, you know, when we were on the back foot and he was playing in midfield, he can be a liability. You know, sometimes he may lose the ball every now and then, but you know, the past couple of seasons he's been absolutely fantastic, and especially looking what he is this season. You know, he knows he's going to be the leader there. He knows he's going to be the one that everyone looks up to because of his experience in the Premier League, his experience with Chelsea, his experience abroad with PSG, his experience for Brazil. And when he was playing against Spurs, especially when he broke up that counter-attack that led to Alonso's second goal, I mean, years ago, he probably would have been way too far up the pitch to even stop that.
Yeah.
You know, But now he's kind of like, he's disciplined. Conte's kind of disciplined a bit more. And, you know, with age as well, it's come that he's disciplined himself slightly. And it's a joy to watch because it's actually exciting to watch. You're not nervous watching him under the, you know, on the ball a lot of the time. Under pressure, he's still a bit 50-50, but he's getting there.
I feel like now he's not so much of a liability anymore. I think why we are sometimes worried when he's on the ball and some people get close because he used to be a liability. But I don't remember an instance last season when someone got close, he messed it up. You know, when he's on the ball and he passes, he gets it so close to the like opposition's player's foot, passing it around, like curling it to Aspie or to Cahill or whoever's playing. But he always gets it done somehow. He's risky, but he gets it done, and you know, I can't complain if it works. To be honest, you know, I'm not him, so you know, he's all right with it. I suppose we have to be. And the last player individually I want to speak about is obviously Chelsea debutant Zappacosta. Obviously came on for Moses in the 73rd minute, I think. So you know, he came on, he played all right. His first pass actually played straight at the the Leicester player. Not a great start. But you know, he had his chance where he almost scored, just about put it wide off the far post after Hazard set him up, and he looks quick. Like, considering he's quite tall, like he's not as tall as Alonso, but he's a lot taller than Moses.
Pitch yesterday. He clocked the fastest pitch on the pace yesterday. The fastest pace on the pitch yesterday.
Exactly. Yeah, see,
it was mad.
Stats by Brandon.
I was playing as well.
On the channel. Stats by Brandon.
But you know, yeah, I mean, he looked promising. He didn't get many crosses in yesterday, which is what I was kind of looking forward to, because I've seen a few videos of his crosses, and his crosses are insane. You know, they're high looping crosses, which we will need this season. You know, with Azpilicueta being so good at his final ball this year and finding Morata so much, with Zappacosta there as well. And if that's it, Azpilicueta's playing centre back, with Zappacosta out wide and getting those balls in from different angles, I mean, it's going to be a force to be reckoned with this season if he pulls them off. Basically,
what you saw yesterday, although he didn't get the chance to cross a lot because obviously the way we set up and the way we still try to hold off Leicester, and a cross is always like, if they clear it, they can hit on the counter. So don't cross too much in that situation. You could see that we basically have two different kind of right wing backs now, because Moses, and he did it a lot and he did it well as well in that game. He gets in behind and he tries to do something like a winger would, you know, get in that box, play a low cross, or you know, even try to go for goal himself. And Moses does that, and compared to that, Zappacosta rather stays out wide and puts that, you know, deadly cross in, which, I mean, we haven't seen it yet, but I expect him to play very well, to cross the ball very well. Bit like Alonso, hopefully a bit better crossing, not gonna lie. But you know, I think he looked good for, obviously he only played just over 20 minutes. But I think he looked good, and I think he will probably start against Karabakh.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, I hope we see a lot of changes for Karabakh. You know, it's not a massive game, to be honest, to be worried about. They are the weakest opponents of the group, and we need to kind of dominate that game. I'd like to see Danny Drinkwater start. With my,
I almost start the whole 11. Except Alonso, maybe, because we don't really have a suited wing back.
I mean, with John Obi Mikel leaving Chelsea, Danny Drinkwater is now my Mikel. So he's now he's my love, he's my life, Danny Drinkwater. No, but serious note, I'd like to see Drinkwater start. I'd like to see Zappacosta start. I'd like to see Christensen start. Possibly Caballero, just to see what he's like starting the game.
Looks like Musonda will at least get game time, possibly start as well.
I want to see Batshuayi start as well, because I want to see him get, you know, a chance from starting a game in the Champions League. I want to see how he handles the pressure as well. I'd like to see. I wouldn't like to see Hazard play, but I'd like to see him play at the same time.
Yeah, it's like with Musonda posting that, I think it will be Musonda and Willian starting.
Yeah,
and possibly Hazard starting against Arsenal, but we'll have to wait and see. But that's just my guess right now. I'm excited
to see Willian play, and that's the first time I've ever said that, because everyone knows how much of a hypocrite I am. Not hypocrite, how much of a critic I am of Willian.
Yeah, but that's the perfect game for him. Against these kind of teams, he usually shines and scores about 3 goals.
Yeah.
Like Oscar.
Exactly. And to be fair, he scored an absolute screamer for Brazil the other day.
Oh, what a goal. And he got really close just before the end of the game as well, when he put that bender in just wide.
He looks a lot more confident, a lot better.
Yeah, he just needs to improve in front of goal when he's like close to goal.
Yeah, that's the only thing with him. I mean, he's and running at defenders and shimmying his shoulders like he can dance past defenders. He's not Eden Hazard. He needs to learn under that.
Yeah.
But other than that, he's all right.
Yeah, but basically, I think we've covered the game pretty well. We've made a minor preview to the Karabakh game. Obviously, we've talked about the Morata Chant issues. So stay on for a few more minutes. So, guys, if you have any more questions, Brandon,
let the comments, leave the live chat with some questions below. We'll answer some of them. What we're also going to do is we're going to try something out before Arsenal, possibly. This is just a thought because we spoke about it the other day. We may do a live stream before Arsenal for any questions you have before the Arsenal game.
But like the night before the game.
Yeah, the night before the game. Any questions you have before the Arsenal game? Any questions you have before after the Karabakh game? Any questions you have in general that we don't get to answer usually on our normal streams? If we don't answer you on Twitter or Snapchat, we're not ignoring you. We just get we get sidetracked a lot and we get a lot of questions as well. So if you've got any questions, ask them now and we will try to answer them. If not, we will try and answer them on Saturday, isn't it? Yeah, we'll probably be doing that. But
are we playing Arsenal Sunday? I don't even know what day it is.
We're playing them Sunday. Yeah,
right.
Yeah. So have we got any?
Well, we don't. Check out my social media links down here. Last1507 on Instagram and Twitter. I don't want to just sit here not talking. Don't really know what to say. Subscribe if you haven't already. Massively appreciate that.
We're getting close to 40k, so make sure you subscribe.
Exactly.
What is our best starting starting 11 in your opinions?
Oh, Brandon, turn your sound.
I know it's my nan. Sorry.
What's our best starting 11?
I'm going to write mine down as I say it. Courtois, obviously. I'm basing it off of form now. I'd go Aspi, Luiz, and Rudiger. And obviously Alonso because you've got no one else over there. And Moses because Zappacosta's only just signed.
Yeah, it's a bit difficult to do that now because how are we going to judge Drinkwater and Zappacosta?
Exactly. Well,
I don't think Drinkwater will get into our best 11. Brandon's you might do.
Bakayoko. Yeah, Bakayoko and Kante. And then Morata, Hazard. And then I don't know whether Willian or Pedro.
I'd go with Pedro, but
I'd say Pedro just because he's been more consistent than Willian in my opinion. But
yeah. The thing is now you put Bakayoko in there, a bit hard for Fabregas, but it just depends on your position. Away game, probably prefer Bakayoko. Home game against the bottom half team, definitely prefer Fabregas.
That's the thing. I mean, with that formation, with a 3-4-3, it has to be Bakayoko because Fabregas can't defend to save his life.
Yeah, but if we play Karabakh, Kante can do, easily do that job himself.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's hard because we've got so many attacking players.
Yeah,
that we can choose from that they all just play in each other's positions and they can't play where they naturally want to play. Like Fabregas, we can't play an attacking midfielder because that takes up one of the wingers, and we've got like 79 wingers that we've got to choose from.
I mean, we've got about 4, but okay.
Yeah, it's an exaggeration. But
yeah.
What other questions? Save Hazard. Yeah, I agree. Save Hazard for Arsenal. What is going on here? Should we keep Moses?
What? Like in the starting 11 or at the club?
At the club.
I mean, you hope at the starting 11. Why the fuck will we sell him?
Yeah, I mean, well, at the moment you got to keep him. It depends how Zappacosta comes out. It depends how Fikayo Tomori comes out. Depends how Dujon Sterling comes out. All these players, that couldn't play right back and right wing back. You can't just say, we're going to sell Moses because Zappacosta's come in.
Yeah. I mean,
Moses is better at the moment.
For the next few years, definitely keep him because he can play 2 positions. He can play winger as well. He's not like as good as Pedro or Willian on that side, but he still does a decent job there, if needed. And he can play wing back, and it's a position where we don't exactly have many players. So, don't know why you think about selling him, but
yeah. Do you think Baba can play back up to Alonso across the span of the season? 100%. I think. Yeah. I think it's promising for him. I think I tweeted the other day. I think he may have one more chance as a Chelsea player because Obviously, he's replaced Remy in the Premier League squad. He's actually been listed as a senior player on the Chelsea website now, which he wasn't before. He was listed.
I thought was a bit weird anyway. Like it looked like I forgot about him.
Yeah, I'm glad because I've said before he's got an absolutely fantastic cross. His final ball is actually fantastic.
Bournemouth last year, remember that one when he played over the stand?
Fantastic, but I mean, defending wise, he's not all that. And I think
he's a wing back.
Yeah, I think he can work because attacking wise, he suits a wing back perfectly because attacking wise, he's fantastic. Defending, it's a bit like Alonso. Alonso's fantastic going forward. He's not all that going like defending, but you know, Conte's kind of drummed that into him. But you know, yeah, I mean,
I think he can be a decent backup. I'd much rather Baba as like consistent backup than Kennedy because I don't see Kennedy as a left wing back. I know he played that twice, but don't forget twice.
I don't see Kennedy playing there at all this season. I don't think Kennedy's going to be involved at all because of what happened with the China.
Yeah, he was meant to go to Newcastle, but then I think we just didn't get a replacement in. And obviously, if Alonso got injured, we need players.
Exactly. Do you think? I've read that one. Would you like Belotti to? Would you take Belotti over Batshuayi? Of course. I mean, Belotti's a better player than Batshuayi is. That's an obvious.
Like rather than over, just like additionally, because we only have two strikers.
Yeah, that's true. I take both of them.
Although I can't see Belotti accepting being second striker because he's very good, and I don't see anyone replacing Morata at the moment.
Yeah, Chelsea to win the Champions League? No way.
Oh wait, why not? There you go. Why not? And don't give me reasons why not, Brandon.
Because you see teams around us, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich.
Well, but how much better were Barcelona when we won the Champions League?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you stumped me there.
All I'm saying is why not? I don't think we will, but
I think an English team have got a very good chance this year, seeing as there's 5 of us in there.
Yeah.
Is that going to be Chelsea? I don't know. You're going to have to wait and see. I mean, I don't see us winning it, but if we get so far...
Well, what would you be happy with in the Champions League? I'd be happy if we got to the quarters.
I'd be happy with quarters.
Yeah.
Someone said that as well. Would you be happy with a quarter final?
The thing is, once you get to the semi-final, you kind of want to win it.
Yeah.
And then you're just disappointed if you don't. If you go out in the quarters, you're like, I mean, solid try. We weren't good enough this year, but it's okay. But if you lose in the semi-final like we did in 2014 when we lost to Atletico, it was just like really annoyed.
Yeah, exactly. You guys going to pay attention to the Roma Atletico game? Of course we are. That's a big game.
I'll actually watch that back fully because, you know, I'm dedicated.
Yeah, I'll watch that back as well. It'll be a good game, actually. Back and forth. But then again, any game at Atletico are away, they're going to try and defend and keep a clean sheet and only go for a 1-0 win. So.
Yeah, but you know, makes it easier to predict any games between us and Roma because I know a lot about Atletico, but I don't watch Roma themselves too much.
Yeah,
it's just on a mad one. You know, AC Milan signed about 12 players, and now they lost 4-1 to Lazio today. I'm like, what's going on there?
That is ridiculous. Better formation. What is our better formation? 3-5-2 or a 3-4-3? Well, 3-4-3 has to be when you've got all our fit players.
I think so. I think it also depends on where we play, because if we go away a difficult away game, go with the 3-5-2 in my opinion, or 3-5-1-1, because we're more likely to not concede. And an away game, although it's more like a Jose Mourinho way, the main thing is to pick up 3 points. If we go to United away, to Man City away, even to Liverpool away, I mean they just hammered Arsenal at Anfield 4-0. So if you go to these games, I'd rather go with 3-5-2, put 3 men in that midfield, and be solid in the middle, and you know, don't concede, score a goal, get a draw. Because that's how you win a league. You don't win a league by winning, losing 3-0 away at Liverpool, but then beating every smaller team 6-0 at home. You got to pick up points everywhere.
Exactly. I 100% agree. Do you think Chelsea can win the league?
I do.
I think
we can. I don't think we will, but I do think.
I think United and City are going to be too strong. I also think that it depends on when we're in the Champions League, because if we go out early on and United and City stay in, then there's more of a possibility, in my opinion, because they're going to be focusing on going further in the Champions League, obviously.
a lot of it obviously depends on if we manage to stay majorly injury free.
Yeah,
Because if we do, I think the squad is just about deep enough to compete on all fronts.
just about. Yeah,
And we usually do get lucky with injuries, but if we don't, then we will struggle, in my opinion. And obviously, will we sign anyone in January? Probably not. But if we do, that could obviously help. But I don't see why we shouldn't. We have a good team. We have a good starting 11. If we have a good sort of 5 backup players, not incredible all over the pitch. But I wouldn't exactly want him to play against Man United away over Morata. But I think we can. For me, Man City are too inconsistent. I don't think Man City will be consistent enough to win the league. So yeah, but that's just me. Although they've got a mad squad, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, once their players all settle in, then that's when we kind of got to sit down and think who's actually going to win the league.
Yeah, but that's always the thing with teams that buy a lot of players. Van Gaal bought a lot of players with United, didn't do anything. Mourinho bought a lot of players last year, not a lot maybe, but like for a lot of money, didn't do much. Guardiola bought a lot of players last year already, not the right ones to be fair, because he's had like this whole back four was over 30, except Stones maybe, and now they did as well. So who knows whether they will? But we'll have to wait and see. There's still 2-3 more questions and then go off. Yeah.
Yes. So one of them is going to be: can Loftus-Cheek ever make it?
I mean, he should make sure he doesn't get relegated with Palace first.
To be fair, he needs to actually play for that to happen.
Oh, is he not injured?
He was, but he was declared fit and then wasn't even announced in their squad, not even on the subs bench. So
right. I mean, that's fun.
I know he's been their best player so far this season. He's not been announced in their squad. Bit odd, but
yeah, Frank de Boer.
I think I think he's gone, in my opinion. But I mean, we're not here to talk about Palace.
Yeah, but talking about Loftus-Cheek, I don't think he will. I'd love it if he did. I met the guy in person, lovely guy, but I don't know. I just don't think so. Might change if we change manager, but hopefully not.
Yeah.
But might change, but I don't see it. Yeah,
it's hard for him because you guys know how obviously I feel about the youth squad, and saying me caring about the youth sounds really weird and a bit wrong. So I'm going to change that to youth squad. Obviously, I made that rant.
All of them at the same time, Brandon.
I mean, I had that rant, and obviously, I wanted Chelsea to give chances to more youth players. And with Masonda in the squad this year, hopefully that can happen. Christensen, hopefully that can happen. The problem with Loftus-Cheek is that at the moment at Chelsea, he was not inconsistent. He was too inconsistent.
Yeah,
he didn't know where he was going to play. He could play on the wing. He could play as a behind striker. He could play as a striker. He could play as a deep central mid. He could play as a central mid. You never know.
Might as well put him in goal.
Yeah, exactly. You may as well put him in goal. And the problem is if he's going to play on the wing, he's not going to make it because we've got Hazard, we've got Pedro, we've got William, we've got Masonda, all those players, Boga. If he wants to play as a central midfielder, he's not going to make it because we've got Fabregas, we've got Bakayoko, we've got Kante, we've got Drinkwater. We're sorted for the next few years. And that's the annoying thing. That's why Chalobah didn't make it. That's why Loftus-Cheek has gone out on loan. That's why Nathan Ake didn't make it because we've got the depth in the squad, or we were looking at buying players that were already there and ready and are going to be actually for the next few years who are quite young, like Bakayoko, like N'Golo Kante, like Christensen, like Rudiger. Yeah. Those players are already ready, but they're still quite young.
Yeah,
and that's the difference. English players aren't quite ready as early as we need them.
And the thing is, obviously, they are not ready. Like I wouldn't put, as much as I love Chalobah and as much as I would love him around, I wouldn't put him in a starting 11. No. Neither would I do with Loftus-Cheek. So, but they want to play first team football, and that's why instead of using Chalobah, who wants to play, but he won't, we'd rather we sign Danny Drinkwater, who accepts sitting on the bench, earns his money, and is a lot older. That's why accepts that.
Yeah,
and is probably about the same quality. Probably still a little bit better than Chalobah, but Chalobah will definitely surpass Drinkwater in quality, in my opinion. But that's why we signed Drinkwater and didn't manage to keep Chalobah, because he wants to play. Drinkwater is happy not to play, and that's why these players won't make it, I think. I wouldn't be surprised if we sold Musonda next summer if he doesn't get into the starting 11, which I don't think he will. So it's sad, it's annoying, it's frustrating. But in a sense, it makes sense. If they're not good enough and they don't want to sit on the bench, what else can you do versus them?
I agree. Guys, we'll do 2 more questions. We'll sign off at 8 o'clock. So we've got 5 minutes.
Very good questions. Think of some very good questions, that will blow us out the water.
Really good ones. We're gonna fire through. We're gonna give one-word answers to some of them right now. So we'll do a few more. We'll go Golden Boot. In my opinion, is gonna be Harry Kane.
Alvaro Morata.
Oh yeah, you got to back Morata as well. To be fair, he could do. I just think Harry Kane is...
So 40 goals with his head.
Zouma, yes, we've got to mention Zouma. Fantastic performance against United. Absolutely fantastic performance.
Made me a bit sad when the picture with him hugging Mourinho came out.
I know. It did make me feel a little tingly inside.
Yeah. I want him back. I want him back.
JT for manager one day. Who knows? I don't think it will happen anytime soon.
Yeah, I'd love it. The only thing that I always fear when ex-players become managers, will they sort of destroy their reputation, the love that they have at the club? I don't think someone like Chant could, the good he's done. But like in theory, look what happened to Mourinho. How many fans now dislike Mourinho?
That's because of a lot of stuff he said at United as well. Like,
of course it is. But I still think like you have to be above that. Mourinho will always say what his fans want to know, want to hear, and never what the oppositions want to hear, no matter if it's the next club or not. But if John Terry could be a manager like Mourinho or like Kante, great. But not just because he's John Terry.
Where was one? I just saw one. Who's going to win the Golden Glove? I like that one. Courtois, in my opinion. No, actually, wait. Because we have
could or will.
It says who is going to win the Golden Glove.
De Gea.
Yeah, I was going to say Courtois, and then I realised that we haven't really kept many clean sheets apart from Everton.
Yeah.
So United have already kept 3. So yeah, De Gea probably. All-time favourite Chelsea player outside of the winning Champions League team. Oh, that's a good one.
John Terry, because he didn't feature.
Oh. Yeah, John Terry. I like John.
Yeah. Just
you all know
that. No, but to be serious, obviously.
Aspi didn't play, did
he? What? Aspi? No, he wasn't around yet.
No, he, outside of that Champions League winning team, I love him. I love him.
Let me think, because obviously, John Terry still kind of was in it. So,
you've got Zola.
A serious answer. Yeah. So, I never got to see Zola, so it's difficult to pick him for me. It's a tough question, that.
It is. I liked Ian Robin at Chelsea. I'm not going to lie to you. I loved Ian Robin at Chelsea. I think he brought something different. I think Joe Cole brought something different. Rudiger Johnson, I really, really liked as well. His passion for the team. Hernan Crespo. Fantastic again. Carlo Cudicini, very underrated goalkeeper. So a lot of people forget he was our number 1 before Cech came to the club. Then when he was injured, Cech overtook his place because Cech was that consistent and solid. That Cudicini just got relegated to the bench, and he was a fantastic player, Carlo Cudicini.
And then when Cech got injured, Cudicini was incredible. It almost seemed like we didn't have our second choice keeper in goal.
So those are some of the players.
I think I might have to go with Hazard.
Yeah. You have to. You got to consider Hazard. You got to consider some of the other players that are at the club now that are making such a big impact, like Courtois as well.
Michael Essien. Oh no, he was officially in the squad, wasn't he? No, I think I'll go with Hazard myself.
Yeah, and we're going to wrap it up with a question that says our best bargain. Azpilicueta.
Ever.
It just says our best bargain. Make of that what you will. Aspi for, I think it was 8 million. Ridiculous.
Frank Lampard for 11 million.
It's a good shout as well. But I think, obviously, I think Lampard was a fantastic buy for 11 million. But
back then, 11 million was a lot more.
Yeah. And to be fair, though, the market has increased a lot since. And when we did when we stole him for £8 million, that should be illegal. We should be looked into for that.
But for now, obviously, it depends on what Azpilicueta still does at Chelsea. But I mean, Lampard is an all-time record goal scorer.
Yeah,
11 million.
Yeah. I love Lampard. He's my favourite player at Chelsea ever to be there. So that's a good shout. 11 million was a very, very cheap price to pay for him.
But yeah, that was the last question. I mean, if you want to answer any of these questions once the video becomes an actual video, not a live stream anymore, and there is a comment section, leave your answers down there. Always interested to hear your answers to these kind of questions. If any of your thoughts that you basically had on what we said, the Morata chant, obviously I read out what we did say. Leave it down in the comments, whatever you have to say to that, basically. Any other thoughts on the game? Bakayoko, Rudiger, Zappacosta, Morata. We spoke about all of them. If you have any thoughts, leave it down in the comment section below. Brandon, you sort out that people can see your Twitter handles and stuff while I promote mine. I know him. So check out my social media links, which you can see somewhere down here. Last1507 on Instagram and Twitter. Massively appreciate it if you follow me there. Message me, tweet me, have a chat about, football. But yeah, subscribe to 100% Chelsea. I'll probably say that again after Brendan put his thingy up, but go on, Brendan.
Okay, here we go, guys. Make sure you follow me on Twitter and my YouTube as well. Subscribe to me on YouTube. Also, guys, if you want to screenshot that, you can all screenshot that now. I'll leave it up there for 5, 4, 3, 2. Okay. Also, guys, make sure you tweet us questions at 100% Chelsea on the Snapchat as well, and even on the Instagram. We've got access to the Instagram, the Snapchat, the Twitter. I'm very, very active on all of those because I've got them all on my phone and I'm boring. Stop texting me.
Stupid nun.
And that's not even nun this time. Oh my God. Just stop. Okay. Right. Yeah. So I'm always active on the Twitter because I've got no life, and the Snapchat as well. So just ask me loads of questions. If anyone replies and they don't say who it is, it's probably me because I'm stupid like that. I don't say who it is. But we'll try and specify who's replying for you guys. But yeah. Peace.
But yeah, so last thing to say is subscribe to 100% Chelsea. We massively do actually appreciate that. Right, Brandon?
Yes, we do. We do.
Yeah, we do. Leave a like if you did enjoy the video, the live stream. Leave a like now. If you're watching it when it's a video, leave a like as well. And, the thing will be up here later. So when you're watching as a video, click it to subscribe. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. There will obviously be the match preview for the Chelsea versus Karabakh game out tomorrow after the press conference, whenever it takes place. At that game
as well. We will be doing fan cam. So Britannia Gate as usual over by Konakai. Make sure you're there after the game if you want to have a fan cam or want to see how it rolls or want to come and meet us. Myself, Louis, and Chris will be there. Lewis will be there. Jack will be there. A lot of people from 100% Chelsea will be there. So make sure you come over to Britannia Gate, Konakai. We'll be there.
Exactly. So again, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. And we'll see you next time.
Bye.